only learn no.
Yeah, it's rough.
I got that on the screen too, but I'll wait till you get the big flip around.
Takes it out of you. I was at the American Bloom thing this morning, and I've learned to keep my mouth
Sean,
shut.
are you guys still playing in that?
I do the, they put a
Good, basketball's done.
together for the,
Call to order the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission for Monday, April 8th, 2019.
I told them, this is not.
Roll call, please.
Tony Gokenbach, Mark Heidrich. Aye. Mark Kleesner.
Here.
Mark Piontek.
Here.
Tom Holdmeyer.
Here.
Sandy Lucy.
Here.
John Borgman.
Here.
Chuck Watson. Samantha Wacker. Carolyn Witt.
Here.
Sal Maniaci.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the March 11th, 2019 meeting. If you've had a chance to review those, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move we approve.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Moving on to item number 3, case number 190403. Applicant is requesting to rezone lots 1, 2, and 3 of Mount Carmel from R1A single family to residential R1C single family attached. Sal.
Yes, so this request, as you can see on the aerial here, is to rezone. There are 3 lots in Mount Carmel Estates. They are the only 3 lots on the eastern side of Carmel Lane. The rest of the lots in the subdivision do access the other side of the street. As you can see here, there are currently 12 lots. I believe 3 of the lots are actually built upon. It looks like there are 4 here, but this lot closest to Carmel Lane and Main Street is a common ground for drainage. And so just these 3, lots 1, 2, and 3, are buildable. As you can see here, everything residential in this area is R1A single family residential, minimum lot size of 10,000 square feet, which actually benefits them in this case because in order to go to single family attached, you have to have at least 12,000 square feet to split it to 2 6,000 square foot lots, which they are able to do. And so as you can see here, this is what they're proposing to do, split lots 1, 2, and 3. I guess it would be 1A, I don't know what they have them labeled as, but they'll each be 2 lots themselves. They are over the minimum lot size in R1C. They don't have any issues with the easement here in the back, as you can see, and they also have the utility easements in place as needed. So they would meet the new zoning code as requested because the lots are large enough. R1C single family attached is still classified as single family residential. It just has a shared wall. So really they'd just be upping the density to add 3 more units. Staff really doesn't see an issue here. We don't think it'd be detrimental to the surrounding property. We have a number of neighborhoods in the city limits that have a mixture of duplexes, villas, whatever you want to call them, as well as single family. Stonecrest, Malvern Hill, just off the top of my head, are 2 that have residential streets that mix both. And I think in this case, since the fact that these are the only lots that access that side of the street and the other side of the street will all have traditional single family as they have today, it's just even more of a buffer between the 2. So we are recommending approval.
Any questions or comments of Sal? Mark?
Good evening. Thanks for having us tonight. We'll make this short. Sal did a great opening on the proposed 3-lot rezoning to R1C. And looking at just so you probably already know, but just looking at the landscaping requirements for a buffer, there are no buffers because we're going from low to medium. So it transitions right in, just like you said, at Stonecrest and at Lake Washington. We think it'll be a great fit for the area. Try to get it moving a little better. Another option for just a little bit lower maintenance type housing. I'll flip this around here real quick so you can get a visual on what we're proposing. This is a sketch. It's going to be all brick in the front. Each unit will be 1,800 square feet, about 40 by 45, 1,800 square feet, so the whole unit would be 3,600. 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. This is, like I said, a sketch, or Sean was just talking, he's available for questions as well, but adding stone, some accents in there, and we're going to try to get basements in there if the land will permit it. I know rock will probably be somewhat of a challenge through there, but we sure would like to get some basements in if possible. So we think this will be a great option. The starting price for each unit would be around $250,000. So we're definitely trying to hit the higher end market on these units. So any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
I guess there's been no opposition of you guys trying this in that subdivision, right? From any of the neighboring properties?
I have not heard. I don't think.
Yeah, we sent our standard letter. And didn't
That's
hear anything
great
back,
then.
so.
Okay.
That's very good.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments of Mark? All right,
All right.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice presentation.
Any other questions or comments by anyone in the audience?
I guess I could ask if it's going to be they'll be sprinkled or not.
You could.
I know. I usually do.
John, you would have let us down.
Do you have an answer, Mark or Sean?
Sean May, all SK contractors, they will not be sprinkled.
Okay. Thank you.
But, yes,
I know there's a trend to start doing that more.
right.
We can always hope.
You can always hope.
right.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
We do require the firewall up through the attic on duplexes, though, so.
And you do have different roof lines, it looks like a little bit, so that helps. There's no other questions or comments. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion
I'll
to
make
approve.
a motion that they approve the request.
Second.
First by Mark, second by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good use on the side.
I don't really have any other business, just our subcommittee that we discussed as being a requirement of our comprehensive plan to meet quarterly and then have a report once a year for the next 5 years. Now that we have two new, because the comp plan does say it needs to be comprised of Planning and Zoning Commission, community stakeholders, and elected officials. And so now that we have two new elected officials on our city council, they're going to be revisiting their liaison positions, I believe. And so I'm going to submit that as a discussion item when they talk about all the liaison positions, add that subcommittee as a new topic. And then hopefully once all those positions are placed, we will have our first meeting. So.
Very good.
Any other business? If not, there's a basketball game tonight. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we adjourn. Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. I'm not asking for no's.
Oh, wow.
I was going to let you sit there.
Yeah.
Somebody make a
No, I knew we would. We'd get out.
Tom, you hosting a basketball
Oh.
party at your house?
No, I'm going over.
Yeah, I will. I mean, you got to think.
Where are you going?